Welcome to another episode of the Grinder's Verdict podcast. I am your friendly neighborhood host, Danny Grinder, as always, and today I've got an interesting topic. Interesting because it can provide plenty of perspectives for those that might be ignorant in the subject and those that might already understand what it is. And, I'm basically going to give my opinion on this whole thing. What exactly is this, you might be asking at this point, and with a lot of reason to do so. It's the internet, okay? This is what I want to be talking about right now, is what is the internet? And I've got a little script here that I've been writing for maybe a video in the future or something like that, something to maybe help people understand a little better what this is. But I just wanted to, I'm going to read this script here for the podcast, and then after the script is done, I'm going to be basically just talking as usual out of my ass. So, the internet is, by definition, according to the Wikipedia, the global system of interconnected computer networks that use the internet protocol suite, TCP/IP, to link devices worldwide. It is a network of networks that consists of private, public, academic, business, and government networks of local to global scope linked by a broad array of electronic, wireless, and optical networking technologies. Now, let's change the perspective of this into something that might be a bit easier to understand. So I came up with this comparison that might allow you to view it differently. Let's consider the internet as the world, a virtual world. And that's exactly what it is. And as our real world, there are continents, cities, towns, roads, and so on and so forth. If you consider the servers, for example, which are the machines that run the files and allow us the access as cities, then we can say that within the servers, there are public and private domains, right? So continuing on that train of thought, public domains are something like a store website, for example. Everyone is allowed to go there, and as a matter of fact, they are even encouraged to go in there as the store wants to make sales. In real life, usually you'd have some form of promotion to try and lure people into a store so that they buy the products or services. Whether it's the front of the store, the window of the store with, showing with some very inviting fonts or very interesting things, or saying very ridiculous things like, wow, there's interesting, super not naughty things here, and you're gonna check it out in this lingerie or something. But basically that's how it works. Private domains are privately maintained websites that may or may not be indexed in the search engines. Either that, or we could also consider the social media profiles that can be kept either private or made public if you so choose. Now, just like our profiles, in real life, you can open the door to your house and just let it be, right? People can go inside and sniff around, whatever. Let's consider this scenario. You open the door to your house and you don't even care about anyone going inside. Someone goes inside and starts snooping around, even your private belongings. Now that's what I'd consider public profile done by a person who's ignorant enough to not keep it either private or make it public for professional reasons. Because obviously, you could open a door to your house and the first division is a little store or a service that you set up to make some money on the side. As you can see, there's not much difference from the internet world and the real world. The major difference is that one is fairly understood at this point in time, and the other is still very fresh for a few demographics. You have to realize that to understand the internet, you will need some time and dedication to learn not only the logistic aspects of it, but also the technical. So hopefully now you have a better understanding of how fragile the internet can be. Back into the analogy, this just as a random person with lockpicking skills, for example, can go inside of your home, so can a hacker usually go into private websites, platforms, servers, you name it. So that was basically the script. And I'm going to be developing the script in the future, and I'm hopefully going to make some sort of like a narration for it with a lot more quality. So hopefully you understand now that the internet is not so different than the real world. It's just that we don't understand how it works. We don't understand what goes on inside of the computers, and we don't really understand what goes on through the cables that provide us with internet, and us and other people and whatnot. So because of this, because we're ignorant in the matter, we always think that this is some sort of like wizardry or mages performing their spells on us and stuff like that. But it's not. It's really just logical stuff, and it's just technology that has evolved to the point of I can comfortably be here sitting on my chair, and you can be listening to me at home at any point in time as long as you have access to it. But obviously with the internet comes plenty of dangers, and this is kind of like one of the things that I wanted to bring up with this topic and this podcast episode, basically, which is some of these dangers are obviously the most common one, in my opinion, is identity theft, because when there's so many people using this tool, which is a gift and a curse at the same time, and a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the information that they put on their Facebook page, or a lot of the information they write down on their Twitter page or whatever, it could be seen by people who could be dangerous, and to know some of these informations could actually be dangerous and could be, well, ending your life at some point. So there's one thing that people usually say, which is there's no information to be stolen from you if you don't provide it. Like, if you keep the information inside of your brain, there's no possible way a hacker is going to hack into your brain. Eventually there's going to be a connection to the brain or some shit, and it's going to be a whole fucking mess. But as of now, that is not the case. Right now, we are pretty secure in our own little worlds inside of our minds. But if you so choose to provide this information over the internet ways, then yes, it's going to be there. It's not 100% guarantee that somebody's going to be stealing your information. It's not 100% guarantee that somebody's going to even care about you. But there's a possibility. If you do something to somebody, if you have sort of like a conundrum, not a conundrum, but you have like a discussion with somebody, or a fight going on with somebody or something like that, and somebody wants to get back at you, then one of the ways they could do this is probably hire somebody that could possibly do these services for them and basically ruin your life. I mean, you have so many video games and so many movies and things about people that do things on the internet and then eventually their lives are pretty much ruined. The best example is literally the beginning episode of Mr. Robot. It begins with Elliot going to a cafe and talking to the manager, and basically Elliot knows that the manager is a pedophile, and not only does he come over there, blackmails the manager of the cafe, but also calls the cops on him. So basically it's a super clever thing to do by him, because he not only did he make a little amount of money from the manager to hopefully not get his information out there, but he also got him in jail. So that's also a great thing to do. Now, of course, it's not. Listen, it's a series. It's not a reality thing. Okay, it does happen, but listen, don't go off doing that, because if the cops understand and realize you got money from this guy, then you're just as guilty as they are. Okay. Oh well, but I mean, he's a pedophile. I just got money from him. Yeah, you basically blackmailed the guy. I mean, he's a piece of shit, and he should be, tortured for being what he is, for his twisted preferences. But it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, you still blackmailed him, and I think that's illegal. So, but yeah, it's interesting because his life was ruined because of the ways of using the internet for him. And if you do the same thing, there's a possibility it could happen for you. A lot of people nowadays don't understand that. Well, I mean, using Google Chrome, you're most likely being watched. Now, again, I'm not saying like if you go to a porn website, you're gonna be like, oh shit, and yo, I'm in danger now. No, not really like that. No, it's not like that. But it's like if you start doing illicit and if you start doing illegal activities on the internet, you'll probably be even more watched. You're probably going to start having, he's probably going to get wired, and you're probably going to get, on a list, and people are going to spy on you and stuff like that. So it's a crazy world we live in. And those that have things to hide always have something to fear, which is exactly why I never hide anything. When I report pedophilic sites on the IWF page, I don't hide anything. I'm not there like I provide my real name, I provide where I'm from. I am not hiding. I got nothing to hide. So with that said, I hope you guys have sort of like an understanding at this point that the internet can be very dangerous. It has hackers, it has murderers, it has hitmen. Now, there are a lot of pages on the deep web that are just fake things that are meant to make you sort of go like, oh, that's so spooky. I hope that's not real. And it most likely is not. It most likely is a fake page to have the reaction that you just had. That exact same reaction. Is this real or not? I hope not. And you should probably not really believe that. Also, don't go on the deep web, without protection, without security, without knowing what you're doing. It could be tracked. It could be, taken information out of you or something like that. It's not safe to do it without, any sort of idea on how to keep yourself safe and secure while browsing it. Okay. Now, of course, the deep web is not a concern, or it's not one of the biggest concerns when it comes to dangers on the internet. The whole internet is a danger. It's dangerous. Why? Because social media became so prominent in the last, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, something like that. I remember in 2004, High Five was a thing, and it was super huge and whatever. Basically, in MySpace as well, with the artist pages and stuff like that. But basically, social media has built a generation called the Generation Z, which I like to call Generation Zero. I'm sorry, I'm not here to offend anybody, but you kind of have to admit that it's a little bit. So the internet has built this generation, has developed this generation of vanity and complete stupidity and ignorance. And it's funny because, how is it that basically when we didn't have as much information, we were way smarter, and now that these kids have so much fucking information, they're way stupider than I could ever thought to be possible. What? Anyways, basically, yes, it has developed this generation of ignorance and just like complete arrogance as well, and vanity. Everybody tries to look good nowadays, but their brains are completely hollow. So I don't know. That does not please me whatsoever, because these are the people that will be running cafes, restaurants, hotels, things like that in the future. Being presidents and and this and that, and that does not please me one single bit, because these are not the people who are developed or even built to be on front of anything at all. Okay, so you've built the vanity, you've built arrogance, you've built promiscuity, you've built all these things, condescending attitudes, whatever. Another thing that I don't really like about the internet is the ease of, like, nothing happens to you. You know what I mean? Unless you're dealing with someone who knows what they're doing, unless you're dealing with someone who's actually, like good at something, like, basically hacking, there's no possible way for you to get any sort of consequences whatsoever. And I'm talking mostly about video games, but not just video games, even outside of video games. Go on Facebook. If you use Facebook on a regular basis, there's no way that your Facebook page, unless you have 0 friends, is completely clean out of toxicity and somebody thinking they're better than somebody, and somebody going, oh no, you're wrong and I'm right and I'm the one who's got the reason here. There is absolutely no way that this is a possibility. If you have a Facebook and if you use Facebook on a regular basis, then I am 100% certain that there's got to be somebody going, "Oh, you suck, dude. I'm the one who's more smart and stuff." You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm so much prettier and buffed and whatnot. There's got to be somebody going like this, and this happens, and there are no possible consequences. And when it's just banter, when it's just like people having some banter and having some fun at each other, that's okay. I mean, it's a healthy way of, socializing, I guess. There's no one hating it on anyone or anything like that, so it's all right. Now, when it goes to when it goes to the extreme, basically, that's very damaging. It's not healthy at all for any parties and anybody involved in that matter. And so many of these social platforms and so many of these companies building these social apps and all this bullshit, they are creating this generation and these generations, because my generation is getting hooked onto this as well. My generation is also becoming incredibly vain. They're also becoming incredibly stupid. And it's like, you have some people using the internet, and it's like they go on Facebook and they post something like, "I don't understand what this is, so I'm going to put this on Facebook because it's weird to me." Listen, if you spent like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes researching for possibly whatever that could be, and you used your logic and common sense in your fucking brain, perhaps you would understand what the fuck is on your hand. You don't need to go on fucking Facebook and share it, you dumb fucking idiot. God damn it. It pisses me off how people cannot use logic or common sense nowadays. Everything is on the internet. It's like, I don't understand this, so I'm gonna use the internet. Oh, I'm gonna use the internet. But they're not using the internet properly. They're going on fucking social media, motherfuckers. Why are you going on social media? It's like, yeah, I have like a mole here, and it's a really weird mole. So like, I'm gonna post it on Facebook. Maybe somebody knows what's going on. Yes, maybe somebody knows, but isn't it better to go to an actual fucking certified website with actual fucking professionals that work for a living on that thing to give you some fucking advice? What? Your friends on Facebook are probably going to say you should go check out a doctor. And yeah, you probably should go check a doctor. You know what I mean? Instead of going on the internet for things like that. But instead of going on social media and, "Hey, I have a mole here, can you guys help me out?" No, fucking go on a website that is actually certified as a medicine page, and so that they can possibly help you. Otherwise, it's just like it's fucking lost time, and no one wants to see your fucking disgusting ass mole. Fuck out of here. Start using your brain. Stop being so fucking vain with each other and with others. Looks are just fucking looks. If you fucking... I was gonna say let celebrities get concerned about that, but I mean, if it's your thing, who gives a shit? Keep doing you, okay? But stop fucking blaming others for not going for your vanity bullshit fucking ways of living, because I don't give a shit about that. I'm a fucking pig. I've been saying I'm a pig for many, many, many years now. So I'm gonna remain a pig. I don't give a shit about what you think. I'm just gonna stay a fucking pig. Fuck you. I'm happy the way I am. Who gives a shit, right? So your vanity bullshit and your little ways of living life that I don't give a shit, because fuck the system. I'm not gonna get married just because the system says it's the appropriate thing to do. Fuck that. I'm not gonna do this because it's the fucking correct way to do in society. Who the fuck is there to dictate what society claims to be right or wrong? Probably those that want money. They want you to get married so that they can make a fuck ton of money on those fucking wedding dresses and all that bullshit. And, getting a venue or whatever, hiring catering and all that shit. That's why they want you to get married. Why do they want you to fucking get married? Because they eventually know that you're going to get divorced. You know what I mean? Why did they want you to fucking... I was trying to think about something else here other than marriage, but like, It's whatever. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. They just want to control you, and it's the internet. Back to the main topic here is the whole thing that is causing this. People are vain. They're not using their brains. They're stupidly behaving and acting throughout their lives, and they're just not caring about anything or anyone. They're incredibly individualistic. They're incredibly consumerism. They're extreme consumers, and that's basically it. You know what I mean? So, like, guys, please start using your brains a little more. It's not that difficult, okay? It is really not that difficult. It's good for you. It's good for those around you, and it's really going to improve your life if you start using your brain. And it's not just your life, but it's also my life and the life of those around you. You know what I mean? Use the internet, but basically understand that using the internet is something that could be potentially dangerous, potentially life-ending. So use it with caution. Don't fucking shove all your information. So use it with caution. Don't fucking shove all your information on social media. Don't fucking post pictures of your location. Don't fucking post pictures of your kids, because they're going to be circling around the internet. I guarantee you that shit. I fucking guarantee you that shit. It doesn't matter the positions, doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter the clothing. It's going to circle around the fucking internet, because there are some twisted motherfucking fucks out there. They're going to search your Facebook. They're going to grab that shit, because they can download pictures. You can download pictures from Facebook, from Instagram, from everything. Anything that uses a browser pretty much is, unless there's a script to prevent this, but even then, you can screenshot it. And it still is going to be as good quality as anything. So stop posting your kids on fucking pictures, you fucking motherfuckers. No one gives a shit. I don't give a shit how good your kid looks. I don't give a fuck about that. You're just fucking, oh, look at my kid. I made this kid. I'm so good. Look, he's so pretty. I'm so proud of him. Like, I don't care. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, but I give a shit about the safety of the kids, and I give a shit about all that shit. Okay? It is, stop doing that. It's so fucking irresponsible and stupid. And like a few months, I think it was like 2 months ago, I saw this dude posting on Reddit that an 8-year-old is doing a podcast with him and shit like this and shit like that. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Not only that, it's the name of the kid is there. It's like, it's so fucking irresponsible. Even though there's monitoring and shit like that, it's so fucking irresponsible. Anyways, oh man, these fucking topics make me lose my mind. But that's basically it that I wanted to say. Guys, thank you so much for listening, okay? And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope this opens some eyes or anything like that, okay? That's the whole goal here. I'm not here to basically be some condescending piece of shit. I'm just trying to like open some eyes and help people realize the internet is, even though you live your life normally, maybe somewhere around the world. Listen, I'll give you a perfect example. When I had my band, we used Evernote. I think it was for writing the lyrics and shit like that. And not too long ago, I checked my Evernote account because I checked the band's email. And I checked the Evernote account, and I had 2 devices trying to log into that account. One from Russia and one from India. Now, who the fuck would try to fucking log into the Evernote account from Russia or India? I never been to those places. So clearly, someone trying to hack the shit out of me. Okay? Except, too bad for them, because I have nothing on my Evernote. It's like literally nothing. So, screw those assholes, alright? But you see how easy it is to get under these things, especially if you have a job, if you're decently wealthy. It's not like wealthy as in rich, but like if you're financially safe, then yes, by all means, they are gonna come after you. with the ransoms and shit like that. Oh, and watch out for phishing, and watch out for malware, and watch out for all of those fucking extensions on Google Chrome. Oh, do you want to install this extension? No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't open weird emails claiming that you've made $1 billion from some rich prince in the fucking Dubai bullshit area or whatever the fuck. It's all a bunch of bullshit trying to scam you. So you have been warned. Open your eyes and keep them open, okay? And use common sense and use logic and just use your brain overall, okay? It's not that difficult. You are born with it and you should be able to use it, and just like, it's basically it. So I'm going to be going now. Thank you guys very much for listening. If it's a long episode, I'm sorry for that, but thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.